The Awakening. The Mariana Trench, Earth's deepest oceanic trench, had always held secrets, but none quite like this. Dr. Samantha Chen, lead scientist of the deep-sea exploration vessel Nautilus, stared in awe at the holographic display before her. The unmanned submersible's cameras revealed a massive structure, clearly artificial, nestled in the darkness of the Hadal Zone. "It's impossible," she whispered, her voice barely audible over the hum of the ship's systems. "This shouldn't be here." The object was unlike anything humanity had ever encountered. Its surface gleamed with an otherworldly iridescence, defying the crushing pressure of the deep. Intricate patterns adorned its hull, pulsing with a faint, blue-green light. Captain Michael Okonkwo leaned in, his brow furrowed. "Alien." Samantha nodded slowly. "Has to be. Nothing on Earth could have built this." As news of the discovery spread, the world held its breath. Governments scrambled, militaries mobilized, and conspiracy theorists had a field day. But it was the scientific community that truly came alive. Within weeks, a joint international task force was assembled to study and potentially retrieve the artifact. Dr. Chen led the recovery operation, guiding the specialized submersibles as they carefully extracted the object from its resting place. As it breached the surface, bathed in sunlight for the first time in untold millennia, the artifact began to change. Its surface rippled like liquid metal, reshaping itself before the astonished eyes of the recovery team. By the time it reached the deck of the Nautilus, the artifact had transformed into a perfect sphere, roughly the size of a beach ball. Its surface now shimmered with holographic displays, showing star charts and complex mathematical equations that defied immediate comprehension. It's a database," Samantha breathed, her fingers hovering inches from the sphere's surface. "A repository of knowledge." In the days that followed, the brightest minds on Earth worked tirelessly to decipher the alien artifact's contents. Linguists, mathematicians, physicists, and engineers from every nation pored over the data, slowly unraveling its secrets. What they found was staggering. The sphere contained the accumulated knowledge of an ancient alien civilization known as the Precursors. This highly advanced race had seeded the galaxy with life billions of years ago, before mysteriously vanishing. They had left behind repositories of knowledge, like the one found on Earth, as a gift to any species that proved worthy of discovering them. The knowledge within the sphere was vast and varied. It contained everything from advanced physics and mathematics to the secrets of faster-than-light travel and energy manipulation. But perhaps most importantly, it held the blueprints for technology far beyond anything humanity had ever dreamed possible. As governments debated how to proceed with this newfound knowledge, a young engineer named Zara Osi made a breakthrough. Working with a team of prodigies from around the world, she managed to adapt the alien designs to human manufacturing capabilities. "We can do this," Zara announced to a room full of skeptical officials and scientists. "We can build ships that can traverse the stars. We can create energy sources that will end scarcity. We can defend our planet against any threat." Her passion was infectious, and soon, a global initiative was launched. The United Earth Space Program was born with a singular goal: to propel humanity into the stars. Over the next decade, Earth underwent a transformation. Clean, near-limitless energy revolutionized every aspect of life. Climate change was reversed. Poverty began to disappear as resource scarcity became a thing of the past. And in orbital shipyards, the first of humanity's supercarriers took shape. These massive vessels were marvels of engineering, incorporating technology that seemed like magic to most. Gravity manipulation, faster-than-light drives, energy shields that could withstand the fury of a star, all became reality. But as humanity reached for the stars, they remained unaware that they were being watched. In the depths of space, ancient eyes turned toward Earth, some curious, others wary, and a few filled with outright hostility. Among those watching was the Galactic Empress Xenera, ruler of the most powerful empire in the known galaxy. For millennia, her people had dominated the stars, believing themselves to be the pinnacle of evolution. The sudden emergence of a new, rapidly advancing species was troubling. As the first of Earth's supercarriers prepared for its maiden voyage, Empress Xenera called her advisors to her throne room on the imperial capital world of Zinfar. "Tell me," she commanded, her voice echoing in the vast chamber, "how has this primitive species suddenly gained such power?" Her chief scientist, a spindly being named Vexcor, stepped forward. "Your Majesty, we believe they have discovered a precursor artifact. The technology they're displaying, it bears all the hallmarks of that ancient race." The Empress's eyes narrowed. "Impossible. We've searched for precursor technology for eons. How could these, humans, succeed where we have failed?" "We don't know, Your Majesty," Vexcor admitted. "But the evidence is undeniable. They've made more technological progress in a decade than most species do in a millennium." Xenera rose from her throne, her bioluminescent skin pulsing with barely contained anger. "This cannot be allowed to continue. If these humans master precursor technology, they could challenge even our dominion." She turned to her military commander, a battle-scarred warrior named Drakthal. "Prepare a fleet. We will go to this Earth and see these humans for ourselves. And if necessary, we will remind them of their place in the cosmos." As Xenera's warships prepared for the long journey to Earth, humanity remained blissfully unaware of the storm brewing in the stars. They celebrated the launch of their first supercarrier, the UES Prometheus, as it left Earth's orbit, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of an entire species. Dr. Samantha Chen stood on the bridge of the Prometheus, watching as the blue marble of Earth receded in the view screen. Captain Okonkwo, now promoted to admiral, stood beside her. "We did it, Sam," he said softly. "We're taking our first real steps into the galaxy." Samantha nodded, a mix of excitement and trepidation filling her. "Yes, but I can't help wondering, what will we find out there? And more importantly, what will find us?" As if in answer to her question, alarms suddenly blared throughout the ship. A young ensign called out, panic evident in her voice. "Multiple unknown vessels detected." They're huge, sir." Admiral Okonkwo straightened, his face set in grim determination. "Battle stations," he ordered. "Let's hope first contact goes better than this." As the crew of the Prometheus prepared for a potential confrontation, the vast fleet of Empress Xenera entered the solar system, their arrival heralding a new era for humanity, one that would test their courage, ingenuity, and the very limits of their newfound power. The stage was set for a confrontation that would shape the destiny of not just humanity, but the entire galaxy. The age of isolation was over. For better or worse, Earth had entered the galactic stage, and the universe would never be the same. The rise. The arrival of Empress Xenera's fleet in Earth's solar system sent shockwaves through humanity. What should have been a moment of triumph, the maiden voyage of the UES Prometheus, quickly turned into a tense standoff. Admiral Michael Okonkwo stood firm on the bridge of the Prometheus, his voice steady as he addressed the alien vessels. "This is Admiral Michael Okonkwo of the United Earth Space Program. We come in peace and welcome you to our solar system. Please state your intentions." For several agonizing moments, there was no response. Then, a holographic image flickered to life on the Prometheus's bridge. Empress Xenera, resplendent in her bioluminescent glory, regarded the humans with a mixture of curiosity and disdain. "I am Empress Xenera of the Zinfar Empire," she announced, her voice resonating with power. "We have come to investigate the sudden technological advancement of your species. Explain yourselves, humans." Dr. Samantha Chen stepped forward, her scientific curiosity overriding her fear. "Your Majesty, we discovered an artifact of great power, a repository of knowledge left behind by an ancient race. We've used this knowledge to advance our civilization." Xenera's eyes narrowed. "The precursors," she hissed. "You claim to have found their technology." "Impossible. We have searched for millennia. It's the truth, Okonkwo interjected. We're willing to share our discoveries with the galactic community. We seek peaceful coexistence and mutual understanding. The Empress seemed to consider this for a moment before responding. You will submit this artifact to us for examination. The Zinthar Empire will determine if you are worthy of wielding such power. Okonkwo and Chen exchanged glances. They both knew that handing over the precursor artifact would be tantamount to surrendering Earth's newfound independence. I'm afraid we can't do that, Your Majesty, Okonkwo said firmly. The artifact was found on our world, and its knowledge belongs to all of humanity. We're willing to collaborate, but we won't simply hand over our sovereignty. Exinera's expression darkened. You dare defy the will of the Empress? Perhaps a demonstration of our power is in order. Before anyone could react, one of the Zinthar warships fired a powerful energy beam at a nearby uninhabited planet. The beam struck with devastating force, causing the planet's crust to crack and molten core to spill out into space. That, Exinera said coldly, is but a fraction of our might. Submit or face annihilation. Okonkwo's jaw clenched, but before he could respond, an alert sounded on the Prometheus' systems. Zara Osai, the brilliant engineer who had spearheaded much of Earth's technological development, appeared on a separate screen. Admiral, we've completed the analysis of their weapon, she reported excitedly. The precursor database contains information on similar technology. I believe we can replicate it, and possibly improve upon it. Okonkwo nodded, a plan forming in his mind. Your Majesty, he addressed Exinera, we respectfully decline your offer. Humanity chooses to stand on its own. We'll give you time to reconsider your approach. In the meantime, we suggest you do not take any aggressive actions. You may find we're more capable than you think. With that, he cut the communication. Zara, how quickly can we implement this new weapons technology? With the automated manufacturing systems we developed from the precursor data, we can have a prototype ready in a matter of hours, she replied. And if we network with the other shipyards around Earth and our lunar bases, we can outfit our entire fleet within days. Okonkwo turned to Dr. Chen. Sam, I need you to coordinate with the global science team. See if there's anything else in that database that can help us. As the Prometheus returned to Earth, a flurry of activity began. The governments of Earth, already united under the banner of the United Earth Space Program, now faced an extraterrestrial threat. Emergency sessions were held, and a decision was reached. Humanity would stand its ground. Over the next week, Earth's fledgling fleet underwent a rapid transformation. The precursor knowledge allowed for quantum leaps in weapons technology, shield systems, and propulsion. Each of the 200 supercarriers in various stages of completion was quickly fitted with these new advancements. Meanwhile, Exinera's fleet maintained its position at the edge of the solar system, a looming threat that spurred humanity's efforts. The Empress, confident in her superior numbers and millennia of technological development, believed it was only a matter of time before the humans capitulated. But she had underestimated human ingenuity and determination. On the 8th day after the Zinthar's arrival, Earth's fleet was ready. 200 supercarriers, each a marvel of human and precursor engineering, took up formation around the planet. At their head was the Prometheus, now a flagship worthy of humanity's hopes and dreams. Admiral Okonkwo opened a channel to Exinera's ship. Your Majesty, we are prepared to resume our discussion, but this time, we meet as equals. The Empress's image appeared once more, her expression a mixture of shock and outrage. Equals? You dare to claim equality with the Zinthar Empire. Your handful of ships cannot hope to match our armada. Okonkwo allowed himself a small smile. Perhaps a demonstration is in order, he said, echoing her earlier words. At his command, one of Earth's supercarriers targeted a small rocky planetoid at the system's edge. A beam of energy, similar to the one the Zinthar had used but refined and amplified, lanced out. The planetoid didn't just crack. It disintegrated entirely, turned to cosmic dust in an instant. Silence reigned for several long moments. Even Xenera seemed at a loss for words. As you can see, Okonkwo continued, we're quick learners. Now shall we discuss terms for peaceful coexistence, or would you prefer to rethink your approach to interstellar diplomacy? The standoff that followed was tense, with both fleets poised on a knife's edge. But ultimately, it was Xenera who blinked first. It seems, she said, her voice tight with suppressed anger, that we have underestimated you, humans. Very well. We will negotiate. As diplomatic channels opened and the immediate threat of war receded, humanity breathed a collective sigh of relief. But this was just the beginning. Earth had announced its presence on the galactic stage in a way that couldn't be ignored. In the days that followed, representatives from other alien civilizations began to arrive, drawn by the news of a new power emerging in the galaxy. Some came seeking alliances, others to assess the potential threat. Earth found itself at the center of a complex web of interstellar politics. Dr. Chen, working with a team of xenobiologists and diplomats, spearheaded efforts to understand and communicate with these diverse species. Each new encounter brought fresh challenges and opportunities. Zara Ose continued to push the boundaries of what was possible with precursor technology, working tirelessly to ensure Earth's technological edge. Her innovations not only enhanced Earth's defenses, but also led to breakthroughs in clean energy, medicine, and space exploration. And Admiral Okonkwo, now hailed as the hero who had stood firm against the Zinfar Empire, found himself leading not just a fleet, but humanity's charge into a new era of galactic citizenship. As Earth's influence grew, so did the whispers and rumors across the stars. Some spoke of the humans with awe, marveling at their rapid rise. Others viewed them with suspicion, wondering what other secrets the enigmatic precursors might have left on that blue-green world. But all agreed on one thing. The balance of power in the galaxy had shifted. Humanity, once dismissed as primitives barely worth noticing, now stood as a force to be reckoned with. The age of Earth's isolation was over. The stars, with all their wonders and perils, awaited. And in the depths of space, ancient mechanisms stirred, awakened by the echoes of long-dormant technology. The precursor's legacy was far from fully revealed, and humanity's greatest challenges and triumphs still lay ahead. The confrontation. As Earth's influence expanded across the galaxy, tensions with the Zinfar Empire continued to simmer. Empress Xenera, though forced to negotiate, had not forgotten the humiliation of her first encounter with humanity. She bided her time, watching and waiting for an opportunity to reassert her dominance. That opportunity came sooner than expected. On the newly established human colony of Novaterra, scientists made a startling discovery. Buried beneath the surface of the planet was another precursor artifact, larger and potentially more powerful than the one found on Earth. News of the find spread quickly, despite efforts to keep it secret. Admiral Okonkwo, now serving as Earth's ambassador to the Galactic Council, received an urgent transmission from Dr. Chen, who was leading the research team on Novaterra. Michael, you need to see this. Samantha's holographic image flickered with excitement and a hint of fear. The artifact. It's not just a database. It's a key. To what? We're not sure yet, but the potential is enormous. Before Okonkwo could respond, alarms blared. Multiple Zinfar warships had entered the Novaterra system, led by Empress Xenera's flagship. This is your only warning, humans. Xenera's voice boomed across all frequencies. Surrender the precursor artifacts immediately, or we will take them by force. Your fledgling empire ends here. Okonkwo's mind raced. Earth's fleet was spread thin, protecting its new colonies and trade routes. Novaterra's defenses, while formidable, couldn't hope to repel the full might of the Zinfar Armada. Your Majesty, he replied, keeping his voice calm. This is a violation of our treaties and galactic law. I urge you to reconsider this course of action. Ninera's laughter was cold and mocking. Laws, treaties, such things are for lesser beings. The Zinfar Empire has ruled the stars for millennia. We will not be supplanted by upstart primates who stumbled upon power they don't deserve. As the Zinfar fleet moved into attack position, Okonkwo knew he had to buy time. He opened a secure channel to Earth. "This is Admiral Okonkwo. Novaterra is under attack. We need reinforcements immediately." Back on Earth, Zara Osai received the distress call. She had been working on a secret project, one that could turn the tide of battle. "Admiral," she responded, her voice tight with urgency, "we can be there in time, but I need you to hold them off for at least an hour." An hour? Okonkwo's disbelief was palpable. "Zara, we'll be lucky to last 15 minutes against this fleet." "Trust me," she replied. "I'm bringing something that will even the odds. Just keep them busy." As the communication cut off, Okonkwo turned to his crew. "All right, people, we're in for the fight of our lives. Let's show these Zinfar what humanity is made of." The battle that ensued was fierce and desperate. Novaterra's defenders fought with everything they had, using every trick and tactic they'd learned since their emergence onto the galactic stage. Okonkwo's flagship, the Prometheus, led the charge, its advanced shields barely holding against the onslaught. On the planet's surface, Dr. Chen and her team worked feverishly to unlock the secrets of the new artifact. "If we can just activate it," she muttered, her fingers flying over holographic interfaces, "maybe we can use it to defend ourselves." As the battle raged in space, something unexpected happened. The artifact began to pulse with energy, responding to the conflict above. Streams of data flooded the research team's computers, revealing glimpses of technologies beyond even what they had previously discovered. In space, Okonkwo watched with a mixture of pride and anguish as his outnumbered fleet fought valiantly against the Zinfar Armada. Ships on both sides were reduced to drifting wreckage, the void filled with the silent explosions of dying vessels. Just as it seemed the defenders could hold out no longer, a massive energy signature appeared at the edge of the system. Okonkwo's heart leaped as he recognized the waveform. "It's Earth," he shouted. "Reinforcements have arrived." But what emerged from the swirling vortex of faster-than-light travel was beyond anything he had imagined. A single ship, dwarfing even the largest supercarriers, entered the fray. Its hull shimmered with an otherworldly energy, and its very presence seemed to distort the fabric of space around it. Zara Osei's voice crackled over the comm. "Sorry we're late, Admiral. Allow me to introduce the UES Nexus. She's a prototype, combining the best of our technology with everything we've learned from the precursors." The Nexus moved with impossible grace for a vessel of its size. Energy weapons unlike anything seen before lanced out, cutting through Zinfar ships as if they were made of paper. Impenetrable shields shrugged off return fire as if it were nothing more than a cosmic breeze. On her flagship, Empress Exenera watched in disbelief as her mighty fleet was decimated by a single human vessel. "Impossible," she whispered, her composure finally cracking. "What are these humans?" The tide of battle turned swiftly. With the arrival of the Nexus, the remaining human forces rallied, pushing back against the Zinfar invasion. Within minutes, it was clear that the Empire's attack had failed. Okonkwo opened a channel to Exenera's ship. "Your Majesty, this battle is over. Withdraw your forces immediately, or we will be forced to destroy them utterly." For a long moment, there was silence. Then, Exenera's voice came through, subdued but still defiant. "This isn't over, humans. You may have won this day, but the galaxy is vast, and our empire is ancient. We will not forget this humiliation." As the remnants of the Zinfar fleet retreated, cheers erupted across the human ships and on the surface of Novaterra. But the celebration was short-lived. On the planet, the precursor artifact had undergone a transformation. It now projected a massive holographic image, a star map of the galaxy, with several points pulsing with bright light. Dr. Chen's voice was filled with awe as she reported to Okonkwo. "Admiral, I think we found them." the locations of other precursor sites scattered across the galaxy. And if I'm reading this correctly, they're all awakening. Something big is coming, Michael. Something that could change everything. As the implications of this discovery sank in, Okonkwo realized that the battle they had just fought was only the beginning. The galaxy was entering a new age, one where the legacy of the precursors would shape the destiny of all species. Humanity had proven itself a force to be reckoned with, but their greatest challenges and greatest opportunities still lay ahead. The race to uncover the secrets of the precursors had begun in earnest, and the fate of the galaxy hung in the balance. As reports of the battle spread across the stars, other alien civilizations watched with a mixture of fear and admiration. Humanity, the newcomers who had stood up to the mighty Zinfar Empire, were now at the center of a mystery that spanned millennia. The age of exploration and discovery was far from over. In fact, it had only just begun. The revelation. In the aftermath of the battle at Novaterra, the galaxy was abuzz with activity. News of humanity's victory over the Zinfar Empire spread like wildfire, reshaping alliances and power dynamics across known space. But it was the revelation of the precursor star map that truly set the stars alight with possibility and danger. Admiral Okonkwo, Dr. Chen, and Zara Osoi found themselves at the center of a storm. As they convened on board the UES Nexus, representatives from various alien species clamored for a chance to join the hunt for precursor artifacts. "We can't keep this to ourselves," Dr. Chen argued, her eyes bright with the prospect of discovery. The precursors left their legacy for all sentient life, not just humanity. Okonkwo nodded, but his expression was grave. "I agree, but we need to be cautious. The Zinfar won't be the only ones trying to weaponize this knowledge. We need a plan." Zara, who had been quietly studying the star map, spoke up. "I think I found something. Look at this pattern." She manipulated the holographic display, highlighting a series of interconnected sites. These locations, they form a perfect geometric shape across the galaxy. It can't be coincidence. As they pondered this new mystery, an alert sounded. A transmission was coming in from Earth's Central Command. The holographic form of General Lydia Cortez, head of Earth's Defense Forces, appeared before them. "Admiral, we've got a situation," Cortez said, her voice tense. "We're picking up massive energy signatures from several of the precursor sites. They're activating, and we're not the only ones who've noticed." Reports flooded in from across the galaxy. At each of the sites Zora had identified, ancient structures were awakening. Massive space stations, hidden for millennia, were revealing themselves, and every spacefaring race was scrambling to claim them. "We need to move fast," Okonkwo decided. "Zara, can the Nexus reach these sites before anyone else?" The young engineer nodded confidently. "With the precursor drive enhancements, definitely. But we can only be in one place at a time." Dr. Chen interjected. "Maybe not. The Novaterra artifact. It's not just a map. I think it's a key or maybe a control node. If we can interface with it correctly, we might be able to access all the sites simultaneously." The next few days were a whirlwind of activity. As the Nexus prepared for its journey, Dr. Chen and her team worked tirelessly to unlock the secrets of the Novaterra artifact. Meanwhile, diplomats from Earth raced to form alliances, trying to ensure that the discovery of precursor technology wouldn't plunge the galaxy into all-out war. Not everyone was interested in diplomacy, however. Reports came in of skirmishes breaking out near several of the precursor sites. The Zinfar, though weakened, were making aggressive moves to secure artifacts for themselves. Other, previously unknown alien races were emerging from isolated corners of the galaxy, drawn by the promise of power. As tensions rose, the Nexus embarked on its mission. With a hand-picked crew of Earth's finest, along with representatives from allied alien species, the ship set out for the nearest precursor site. What they found there defied imagination. A massive space station, easily the size of a small moon, hung in space before them. Its architecture was both alien and hauntingly familiar, as if born from the collective dreams of every sentient species. As the Nexus approached, the station came to life. Energy fields shimmered, and massive docking bays opened in silent invitation. "It's welcoming us," Dr. Chen whispered in awe. The away team, led by Okonkwo and Chen, entered the station with a mixture of caution and wonder. As they explored its vast corridors, the true purpose of the Precursor's legacy began to reveal itself. It wasn't a weapon, or even a repository of advanced technology. It was something far more profound. In the heart of the station, they found a vast chamber. As they entered, a holographic image flickered to life, a being of pure energy, its form shifting and flowing like liquid light. "Greetings, children of the stars," it spoke, its voice resonating in their minds rather than their ears. "We are what remains of those you call the Precursors. We have waited long for this moment." The being, a highly advanced AI, they would later realize, explained the truth that had been hidden for millions of years. The Precursors hadn't simply vanished. They had evolved, transcending their physical forms to become beings of pure energy and thought. But in doing so, they had lost something precious: the drive to explore, to create, to feel as mortal beings do. "We seeded the galaxy with life," the Precursor AI continued, hoping that one day, species would arise that could bridge the gap between the physical and the transcendent. You, and others like you, are the result of that hope. The artifacts, the technology, the star map, all of it had been a test, a way to guide the younger races towards a greater understanding of the universe and their place in it. But now, a great crisis approaches, the AI warned. The fabric of space-time itself is becoming unstable. If nothing is done, this galaxy, and perhaps the entire universe, will unravel. The revelation shook the away team to their core. Everything they had thought they understood about their place in the universe had been turned upside down. As the AI continued to explain the nature of the crisis and the role the younger races would need to play in averting it, urgent communications came in from the Nexus. Other ships were approaching. Zinfar, yes, but also vessels from dozens of other species, all converging on the Precursor sites. Okonkwo realized that the next few moments would shape the future of not just humanity, but all life in the galaxy. The knowledge they had gained could unite the species of the galaxy against a common threat, or it could spark a war that would tear civilization apart. As he prepared to address the approaching ships, he felt the weight of entire worlds on his shoulders. The age of isolation was truly over. Now, humanity would have to learn to be not just citizens of Earth, but custodians of the galaxy itself. The Precursor Eye watched silently, its ageless eyes holding both hope and trepidation. The children of the stars faced their greatest test, and the fate of all existence hung in the balance. The resolution. Admiral Okonkwo stood before the communications array, his heart pounding but his voice steady. The fate of the galaxy rested on what he would say next. "This is Admiral Michael Okonkwo of Earth," he began, broadcasting on all frequencies. "To all ships approaching this location, I urge you to hold your position. What we have discovered here concerns all of us, and it is vital that we approach this situation united, not divided." For a tense moment, there was silence. Then, one by one, responses came in from the approaching vessels. Some were cautious, others curious, and a few openly hostile. The Zinfar fleet, still smarting from their defeat at Novaterra, demanded immediate access to the Precursor station. Dr. Chen stepped forward, her eyes alight with an idea. "Admiral, what if we show them?" The Precursor Eye. It could address everyone simultaneously. Okonkwo nodded, and within moments, the AI's message was being transmitted to every ship in the vicinity. The being of light spoke of the impending crisis, of the role the younger races were meant to play, and of the choice that now lay before them. As the transmission ended, a hush fell over the assembled fleets. The sheer scale of what they faced, The unraveling of space-time itself made their previous conflicts seem petty in comparison. Empress Xenera's voice broke the silence. This changes everything. If what the precursor says is true, we cannot afford to fight amongst ourselves. Other leaders echoed similar sentiments. The threat they faced was too great, the stakes too high, for any one species to stand alone. In the days that followed, an unprecedented gathering took place aboard the precursor station. Representatives from every major galactic civilization convened to form what would become known as the Galactic Concord, a united front against the cosmic threat. Zara Osi, working tirelessly with a diverse team of alien engineers, began to unravel the complexities of precursor technology. They discovered that the stations scattered across the galaxy were not just repositories of knowledge, but components of a vast machine, one capable of stabilizing the fabric of space-time itself. But activating this machine would require something more than just technological prowess. It would demand cooperation on a scale never before seen in the galaxy. Dr. Chen, delving deeper into the precursor Eye's vast knowledge base, made a startling discovery. The precursors didn't just seed the galaxy with life, she explained to the assembled leaders. They imbued each species with a unique quantum resonance. Only by combining these resonances can we generate enough energy to power the stabilization machine. The implications were clear. Every species, from the mightiest empire to the most isolated civilization, had a crucial role to play. No one could be left out, or the plan would fail. As preparations began, challenges arose. Old enmities died hard, and coordinating efforts across vast interstellar distances proved daunting. But faced with extinction, even the most bitter of rivals found ways to work together. The Zinthar, their empire's vast resources proving crucial, took charge of logistics. Humanity's innovative spirit and adaptability made them ideal problem solvers, bridging gaps between disparate alien technologies. Other species brought their own unique strengths to bear, from the psychic abilities of the Thelmari to the unparalleled computational skills of the silicon-based Exect. Months passed, and slowly the great machine began to take shape. Precursor stations across the galaxy hummed with activity as they were adapted and enhanced. The fabric of space-time, monitored closely by teams of scientists, showed signs of stabilizing. But it wasn't enough. As the day of activation approached, it became clear that even with every known species contributing, they were still short of the energy required. It was Zora who found the solution. The quantum resonance, she explained, her eyes bright with excitement. It's not just in sentient species, it's in every living thing, down to the smallest microbe. We need to tap into the resonance of entire biospheres. The plan was audacious. Ships were dispatched to life-bearing worlds across the galaxy, setting up relay stations to channel the quantum resonance of billions of years of evolution into the great machine. As the appointed hour arrived, tension ran high. In the control room of the central precursor station, representatives from 100 species stood side by side, watching as energy readings climbed. Admiral Okonkwo, now serving as humanity's representative to the Galactic Concord, gave the order. Activate the array. For a heart-stopping moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then, with a surge of power that made the very stars tremble, the machine roared to life. Beams of pure energy lanced out from precursor stations across the galaxy, weaving a tapestry of light that spanned the cosmos. On view screens and sensor readouts, they watched as the fabric of space-time, once fraying at the seams, began to knit itself back together. The universe, it seemed, had been given a second chance. As cheers erupted across 1,000,000 worlds, the precursor Eye appeared one last time. "You have succeeded where we could not," it said, its voice filled with something akin to pride. "The crisis is averted, but your journey is far from over. The galaxy is yours now, to explore, to nurture, to protect. Use our legacy wisely, and chart a course to the stars we never dared to reach." With those words, the AI faded away, its task complete. The precursor stations, their power expended, went dark, but they left behind a galaxy forever changed. In the years that followed, the Galactic Concord evolved from an emergency measure into a lasting alliance. The boundaries between species began to blur as cultures mingled and cooperated in ways never before imagined. Humanity, once isolated on a single world, now found itself at the heart of a vast interstellar community. Admiral Okonkwo, looking out at the stars from the observation deck of the UES Nexus, reflected on the journey that had brought them here. From the depths of the Mariana Trench to the farthest reaches of the galaxy, humanity had faced challenges that would once have seemed insurmountable. Yet they had not only survived but thrived, growing beyond their wildest dreams. Dr. Chen, her hair now streaked with gray, joined him at the window. "Do you ever wonder what's next?" she asked, her eyes still bright with the same curiosity that had driven her all those years ago. Okonkwo smiled, gesturing at the vast expanse before them. "The precursors gave us the stars, Samantha. Now it's up to us to see what wonders they hold." As the Nexus prepared to embark on another mission of exploration, Okonkwo couldn't help but feel a sense of profound optimism. The galaxy had faced its darkest hour and emerged stronger for it. United in purpose, guided by the legacy of the past, but no longer bound by it, the sentient species of the Milky Way looked to the future with hope and determination. The age of isolation was over. The age of unity had begun, and the greatest adventures still lay ahead, waiting to be discovered among the endless stars.